Welcome to Med Madness. In today's episode, we will dive into the ethical considerations surrounding randomized controlled trials, or RCTs. This topic is crucial for medical students and professionals alike, as understanding these ethical principles is vital to conducting and evaluating clinical research responsibly. In this podcast, we'll cover the unique ethical risks of RCTs, the roles of data monitoring committees and institutional review boards, or IRBs, the concept of therapeutic misconception, and the importance of conflict of interest management. We'll also discuss special considerations when recruiting vulnerable populations and the ethical requirements for involving minors in research. Next, let's discuss the ethical risks and informed consent. Randomized controlled trials pose significant ethical risks because participants may be assigned to an inferior treatment. It's essential that participants are informed about these risks during the consent process. Moreover, ongoing oversight of interim trial data is crucial to ensure participant safety and data integrity. Next, let's talk about data oversight and monitoring. The oversight of data in RCTs is performed by an independent data monitoring committee. This committee, which is entirely external to the research team and sponsors, reviews unblinded data to detect safety concerns, treatment futility, and data integrity issues. Moving on to the role of institutional review boards, or IRBs. IRBs play a pivotal role in ensuring that research protocols conform to ethical standards. They approve research protocols, confirm informed consent procedures, and ensure there's a data monitoring plan in place. However, it is the independent monitoring committee that handles the ongoing statistical analysis of interim data. Sometimes trials may need to be stopped early. This happens when interim data show a clear and significant benefit or harm of the intervention. Ethically, it's crucial to stop trials early to prevent participants from being exposed to inferior treatments. Next, let's discuss the recruitment of vulnerable populations. Recruiting vulnerable populations, such as low-income families, requires careful consideration. The recruitment plan should ensure that these populations are not unfairly exposed to risks without benefits. Compensation should be proportionate to participation time and expenses to avoid undue inducement. Therapeutic misconception is another important concept. This occurs when participants believe that enrolling in a trial will provide them with superior treatment. It's important to counsel participants that they may not receive direct benefits and could be assigned to a placebo or an inferior treatment. Now let's discuss the concept of equipoise. Equipoise refers to a genuine uncertainty regarding the comparative effectiveness of the experimental and control interventions. Ensuring equipoise is crucial to prevent knowingly assigning participants to a clearly inferior or superior treatment arm. Next, we need to address conflicts of interest, or COI. Conflicts of interest can bias study results. Common sources include financial incentives for investigators and the involvement of industry-sponsored personnel. To mitigate COI, investigators must disclose financial incentives, and an independent team should analyze research data. Federal regulations also play a key role. Federal regulations require most research involving human participants to undergo IRB review. This review ensures that participants' rights are protected, risks are minimized, and the selection of participants is equitable. The IRB also ensures that informed consent processes are adequate. Selecting control interventions is another critical aspect. The selection of control interventions in RCTs should protect participant welfare and serve as a fair comparator to the intervention. Controls should reflect current standards of care and not pose unacceptable risks. Finally, let's discuss research involving minors. Special protections apply to research involving minors. This includes addressing the degree of risk, obtaining informed consent from guardians, and assent from minors. Assent is the minor's agreement to participate, appropriate for their age and understanding. Let's consider a real-life case study to illustrate these points. A clinical trial was conducted to test a new treatment for irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS. The trial involved a diverse participant group and a multi-component treatment intervention. An independent data monitoring committee reviewed interim data and found a significant benefit in the intervention group. To ensure participant safety, the trial was stopped early, and the standard treatment group was offered the new intervention. This decision was ethically justified to prevent participants from receiving an inferior treatment. In summary, the ethical considerations in RCTs are vital to ensuring participant safety, data integrity, and research validity. Key points include understanding ethical risks, the role of data monitoring committees and IRBs, avoiding therapeutic misconception, ensuring equipoise, and managing conflicts of interest. I encourage you to engage with our pre- and post-podcast quizzes and Anki flashcards to reinforce your understanding. Thank you for tuning in to Med Madness. Until next time, stay curious and stay ethical.